To What a Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed are of the host and not of Lady J Media. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Quintana.
And welcome to the 50 Shades of Red talk show,
where we encourage, empower, and embrace women to live life to the full.
What up,
Baltimore?
How y'all doing? We are so excited to be part of the Lady J Media. This is our very first show, but it's not our first rodeo. Some of y'all will get that later. But anyway, we are so happy and so glad to be with you guys. And Quintana, I don't know about you, but Lady J has set us up with some music that I want to dim the lights a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute. Are we going to talk about our topic, or we going to switch over and improvise here? You know, but it sounded good, Lady J. I want to thank you so very much for the opportunity and for this open door, guys. We are just plain Jane. We are very informal. We're very transparent.
That's right. We keep it real.
We keep it real with you, and we've been known as the 50 Shade of Red ladies that cover the hot topic, that nobody else wants to touch. And so you can tell that probably by we're coming out the gate with a hot topic. And I sure hope that you guys are ready, because we want some transparent, candid conversation about your thoughts on our topic. And in case you don't know, our topic of the evening is, should post-abortive women be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day?
Well, do you know 1 in 4 women before the age of 45 will have an abortion?
It's because when we talked about this several years ago, it was high. It was like 1 in 3, one in every 3.
Yeah.
So we've got, it's getting 1 in 4 before they're 45.
Yeah.
Have had an abortion. And ladies, we're talking about this because there are way too many women holding on to that one thing. They're excelling in 99 other things, doing it well, rocking it out. But there's one thing that's holding them hostage to their past that they can't seem to let go of. And that's a decision that they made to terminate a pregnancy. And so for those of you that are saying, well, why are they even talking about that? Because, girl, we need to talk about it.
And not only that, it's because we've experienced it. We've been through it.
Oh, you want to just dive right on in?
That's right. Dive right on in.
Right? Okay. Yes.
We can't talk about something that we haven't experienced ourselves.
We are qualified to pour into your life, to encourage and empower you to live life to the full. But you can't live life to the full if you're stuck or tethered to the past
with that one thing.
And so we want to help you with that. And that's one of the things that Quintana and I, with the One Thing Coaching Solutions, thank you. That's relatively new for us. One Thing Coaching Solutions, that we're going to coach women and help them to live a transformed life and not be stuck in the past from that one decision. It does not have to define you. And there is healing and deliverance and freedom from that. And the worst thing you can do is not talk about it and keep it hidden.
That's right.
Okay. So tonight we want to talk about, and this is a topic that, and just talking to a dear friend, hint, hint.
That dear friend would be me.
We just celebrated Mother's Day, guys. And I actually did not think about this from her perspective until I could hear the sadness in her voice when I talked with her. And, she said, I don't know why people think that I don't feel for Mother's Day that I don't have feelings about that. And so I'm like, Katana, you know what? Forgive me. Forgive me, because I am so sorry, because I never thought about it from that point of view. Because I am a mother. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and one of them you'll probably hear from tonight. She's very talkative and vocal like her mother. But God blessed me with 2 beautiful daughters, and I've raised them to be lovely women. And so I never really thought about it from that perspective. And so, ladies, on tonight, we want to hear from you. We want you to call in and share. What are your thoughts? What's your perspective? Should women that are post-abortive, meaning women that have had abortions in their life, should they be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day? And so I'm hoping that you're going to pull away from the Tuesday night lineup. Tyler Perry can wait. Put it on the DVD. You can record it. This is important because it's going to help somebody. It's going to help a friend. There's somebody in your life that you know that's post-abortive, but it's the quiet thing.
That's right.
They suffer in secret. Trust us. How do we know?
Because
I suffered well over 20 years with that one thing. And so I know what that feels like, that you don't want to talk about it. But we're talking about it from a victory stance and from a healed perspective. Okay, not a victim mentality and not a woe is me, but we're going to talk about it because it's something that too many women are suffering in silence over this one thing.
Indeed, I don't even know. All I remember is the thing that brought this out in me was that my mom had asked me to go to Kroger's with her to pick out some flowers for my sister and for my sister-in-law. And I was walking around looking at the flowers, and all of a sudden I came to some individual little small cylinders that had little roses in them. Each one had a rose. And all of a sudden I started thinking about my children that I had aborted. And I'm like, well, I was a mother for that brief time. I had a child in me, growing in me, and the instincts of the mother was there. And I made the decision that I made at that time because I felt it was the best decision for me, so I was like, but why don't I get a rose, or why don't I get flowers for Mother's Day
or card?
So it was that moment of sadness there. And I started thinking about my children because I am going to see them one day.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
In heaven. And so
absolutely.
I started thinking about my little babies.
Right.
So,
right.
It was just, there was a loss there.
Absolutely.
It's a loss. And maybe that's because, I am getting older and I do want to have children.
The clock ticking on you.
And I do want to have a child one day. However, the Lord decides to bless me with a child.
Right.
And so, maybe that was part of it. But the fact was that loss was there.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I am so glad that you shared that with me, because all these years, I never looked at it from that perspective. So should women that have had abortions celebrate Mother's Day as mothers? Now, some people would flat out say absolutely not.
That's right.
The horror of that. And then you've got some women that are saying, well, I never looked at it that way. I never thought about it that way. And so I think people they don't talk about it because they don't know whether it's going to upset you or not.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's going to hurt your feelings. I mean, they don't know if they may look at it as being non-compassionate, giving you a rose or a flower, or giving you a hug and saying, Happy Mother's Day or something like that. They may think you will break down in tears and cry and, bawl
Yeah.
like a baby.
And when I went to my mom, I discussed this with my mom recently and my sister, and they both said, "Oh, they had never even thought about it." And my thing was, I told Dee, I said, "Well, Dee, maybe it was because I don't physically have a child that they didn't think about it, but I did have a child growing inside of me, and I feel that also. I think about my children."
Yes.
So
Yes. And I understand that totally. And I have empathy with that, and for other women also. And so if you're out there, break away from your Tuesday lineup and come talk to us and share with us what your perspective is on that, because you're going to help somebody. If you don't do anything but help us tonight, you're going to help somebody. And because we have a women's coaching platform, One Thing Coaching Solutions for Women, we need input. We need different perspectives on it so that we can share that with women during their coaching sessions, coaching women that are post-abortive. And so we really do need to hear from you. So go ahead and call the number. Is it on the screen? Looks like Brittany Melvin is saying, "Hey, ladies." Hey, Brittany. Hi, Heather. I thought you were going to call in and stimulate some conversation with us, Heather. The number is on the screen.
443-297-4753.
We want to hear your perspective on this. This is really near and dear to our hearts, and we want to be able to have a conversation about it with other women when that topic comes up again. So we're not sad. We're forgiven.
That's right.
And we're walking in freedom, and we're set free. Now, over 20 years ago, we would not, my mouth was sealed tight. Locked down, couldn't even say the word. So guilty, so ashamed, embarrassed, depressed, and so I know what that feels like to be tethered to that one decision that will hinder you in moving forward. You won't be able to live life to the full, holding on to any one thing tethered from your past.
And I'm so glad, Dee, that, when you decided that you were ready to deal with the abortion that you'd had, that you came to me with it, because I had 2 abortions, and you brought me along, and we took that class together.
We did, but you know what, Katana? God was dealing with me with that, because I would run from radio talk show. I said, if Nancy Lee DeMoss have one more woman on there sharing her story on my way to work about being post-aborted, because I would turn the radio off. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to talk about it. And for yourself, I couldn't even say the word. I could not. I would hyperventilate trying to say the word. That's how locked down I was.
It was like
having
a scarlet big A on your forehead.
Yes. A big A, and it was, and mind you, I'm doing the 99 things exceptionally well. I'm raising my children. I'm married. I'm a leader in the church, leading women's intercessory prayer with that one thing hanging over my head. I'm helping everybody else get free from their one thing, and I'm buried mine. I tell you what, I said the church would be the last place I'm going to talk about my one thing.
Well, my one thing led me down to a path of depression.
Yes, depression is another symptom.
I was in college, and I just remembered, actually, I went to college 4 days after having had my first abortion.
Did you really?
Yes, and it was the most loneliest time of my life.
Did you confide in anybody?
After a while, I did seek some counseling, but I had no one there to comfort me, or no one to give me any support or any guidance.
Right.
I just felt so alone.
That
all
must
my
have
family
been a very
was all my
dark
family
period.
was back here in Virginia, and
right.
in Lynchburg, and I was off away at school.
Okay, we need a caller. We don't have a caller on the line. So if you call, you'll come right in to the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what your perspective is. And it's not about bashing anybody. We're going to be kind and gentle. And Heather just said, what's the number again? Heather, I'm going to get you. It's on the screen. Look, I'm chastising my daughter on air. It's going all over the world. They're going to say, these women are a trip.
And she going to get you.
Oh, I love you, Heather.
So the topic of the evening: should post-abortive women be celebrated on Mother's Day
As mothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to know. We want to hear that. And I know it's enough of you guys out there. Come on. Don't be ashamed. Bring it forward. If it's not you, then you know somebody. And like I said, this is to help you to be free from it and to let go. Because you may be feeling that and nobody knows that you're feeling that. So we're helping you, break down the walls and break the ice so that we can talk about it.
That's right. You may be feeling some grief. You may be feeling some regret, some loss, and we're here to help you walk through that.
Yeah. One woman said that's the one unhealed thing that she couldn't seem to get healed. Oh, we got a caller. Caller, you're on the air with 50 Shades of Red Ladies. Who are we talking to this evening?
Hi, this is Heather calling from Virginia.
Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Heather, what's your perspective on should women that are post-abortive be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day? And while you're talking, I'm going to take a little sip of hot tea, okay?
Okay. So in my opinion, I do not feel as if women who have had abortion should be celebrated as mothers, simply because I feel like even though for whatever reason they felt the need to do what they did, you're giving up that right to be a mother when you decide to, and for lack of harsher words, send your child back to the Lord. So I feel like that God-given gift, that right to be chosen to be a mother, is forfeited when you make the choice to do that.
Okay.
Heather, you were very kind with your words, because you know
She
what
was.
I call myself when I think about it, a murderer.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That's what we did.
Yeah.
It was planned and premeditated.
That's right.
It was a decision, a hard stop, a decision that was made. And that's murder. And it was a long time before we could even come to that conclusion and accept and own our stuff.
Yes. Because you do got to own your stuff. You
really do.
You got to take your part in that one thing. You got to own that.
And, there may have been the man involved with it too. And we don't even think about the fact that the man may not want the woman to do that. Men suffer also when women have abortions.
And you're right about that, Dee, because the first abortion that I had, my partner did not want me to have that abortion. But out of fear.
And he feels like, well, I can't tell you what to do with your body.
That's right.
But he has a say-so in that. And so we don't look at it from that other perspective as well. Several years ago, we were doing a recording of a television show, and the cameraman, you remember the cameraman?
Oh,
he was in tears when we were talking about abortion. And after the show was over, he came up and asked if he could talk with us.
Yes.
And he just said, I'm so emotional right now. He said, because the woman that I was with, she aborted my baby. And he said, I wanted that baby. And he said, I was told that I didn't have a choice in the matter. And he was hanging on to that all these many years. But he was devastated to be filming our show and weeping behind that camera. That was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh. So
just to hear a male's
perspective. Absolutely. So Heather,
yes,
we want to thank you so much for sharing your perspective. We received that, and we thank you for having the courage to call in on the 50 Shades of Red show this evening and share that with us, because that's going to help prepare us for when we encounter other people with that same perspective. Is there any other perspectives or any words of wisdom you would like to leave with our viewing audience on this evening?
And you mean in regards to this particular subject?
Yes.
Yes.
If I had to say anything, it would just be to, strongly consider your actions before you do them. You may think that you're having fun for the moment and there may not be a consequence, or you think that, abortion is your way out, but in all actuality, there is a ripple effect of consequences and things that can happen after the fact that you may not consider. And yes, it is your body and you can do what you want, but that is something that you have to take into consideration, as well as other people and how you'll feel after the fact, because that is your baby.
Yes.
God chose you
Yeah.
to bear that gift. And so if you do make the choice to give that baby back, just be prepared for, how you may feel or others may feel in the process.
Right.
And that's the remnant, the results of what we were talking about, of holding on to it and what you go through in the darkness.
That's right.
Of making that one decision. So Heather, do you have any friends, and we're not naming names, don't you do that, but do you have any friends that you've been close to that have had abortions?
I do. I have a few people that I've encountered in my life that I was close to that have done that. And to be honest, though I can only speak from how I felt, even though I wasn't the family member, I honestly, I wept.
Bless your heart.
Because not only was I honored that they shared that with me, because that is very personal, but the fact that they at the time did not have the ability to feel what I felt as a mom, because I experienced, childbirth and, what it felt like to carry my baby and feel all those little things like that. And so this person, was not able to, because they felt that they, could not take care of the child at the time. The father wasn't the best choice, to raise a child with, just all kinds of different factors. And so I wept, because I felt like that baby would never know how wonderful of a person that their mom is or would be. But also because that the mom would not experience that. That person would not be able to be a mom. And so that it really crushed me. And so I wept with that person. Because it does. It really bothers me. But again, it goes back to that ripple effect. People don't think about what it does to other people in that moment. They think only of themselves, which in a way I understand, because it is you. It is a personal thing, something you have to go through. But it does affect everyone. It really does. Bringing a life into this world affects everybody. So yeah,
it's taken
absolutely. And so we don't know, all the different reasons. We have some reasons as to why women share with us as to why they felt like that was the best decision at that moment, at that time. I have my reason why I felt like it was the best decision. It was a quick fix. I felt like once it was done, it was going to be over and done, and nobody was ever going to know about it. God had other plans for that story in my life. And Heather, do you recall the moment when you were talking to me in the car, I believe, about one of your friends that was going up the road for scheduled abortion, and you were so devastated that she had made that decision, and you were angry about it, sitting in the car, and God prompted me, and I didn't want to tell you because you were already going through with your friend, but God prompted me to share with you that I was post-abortive. Do you recall that?
I do. I remember it very vividly. We were sitting in the car at the bank, and I was just sharing with you how I felt about it. And as you said, you shared that with me, and it made me even more sad because that was my sibling. Here I am thinking that I'm the oldest, and I'm not technically. And so, that really, it broke my heart.
Yeah. I'm sorry, babe.
Oh no, I know. Again, at that time, you had circumstances that I guess didn't allow you to carry it through, and that's something that us on the outside have to understand. I guess for that person or that woman that feels like that's her option, even though we may not agree with it, that's something that we have to deal with. But it did. I was very, very hurt. And devastated because I knew how
it touched me. It really did, because I had to come clean. And part of that was, if I'm going to coach other women on this topic, I've got to be able to talk about it, no matter how painful it may feel, and I did not want you to ever, or anybody in my family to ever know that was a decision that I had made. Well, too late now. I mean, the cat's out of the bag, but I'm in a different place now. I'm in a healed place. Yeah. I'm as I said, in a forgiven place. And women out there, I want you to know that there is forgiveness. I don't care what nobody tells you. Don't let anybody judge you or condemn you. And that's why you keep that one thing, because like I said in the early part of the show, the church was the last place I was going to go tell anybody anything. I wasn't going up there telling them missionary evangelists nothing, because they were going to crucify me.
See, and I was completely opposite. Even though I was going through all that I went through, I wanted to share my story and tell my story to others, because I didn't want them to travel down the same path that I did.
Yeah, but see, somebody else was going to have to share their story, keep them from traveling down the same path, because D. Lewis was not up for that. And I wrestled with God for a long time. I was going to classes. I was going to become a certified counselor for Blue Ridge Pregnancy Center. And I was, until we got to chapter 6.
Oh,
and I said, close the book. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not studying it. And I walked away from that opportunity to counsel other women, because I was so on lockdown. I just couldn't do it. And the blessed director of that facility, she pulled me aside and she said, Dee, do not walk away. You got to let it go. You've got to talk about it. And that's how we got drug into that Bible study on women being post-abortive, but it was the best decision.
Yes, because one of the things that I remember most about that post-abortive Bible study class was that movie called Tully.
Yeah, Tilly.
About the young lady who had an abortion, and her getting to see her babies again, just dreaming about that.
Remember, the thing about that was I had the dream about these kids standing at the babbling brook, looking over into the water, holding hands, and they were varying ages and sizes.
And those were our children.
I had the dream. They were our children, and that was God saying to me, I've got them.
That's right.
I've got them. You gave them back to me prematurely. I got them. You're forgiven, daughter. Now I need you to do the work.
Yes.
Because there are other women out there that need to know I love them and I don't condemn them. And they are forgiven, and they too can be set free. And so that's the whole reason why Kantana and I gab about this so much, is because we want to help women be set free.
Go through the transformation
of
that one thing and being delivered.
Absolutely. Heather, thank you so very much for having the courage to come on the 50 Shades of Red Talk show and talk about this hot topic. And we value you and we appreciate you. And Heather, I love you so much.
You're welcome. I love both of you, and I am super excited for this new endeavor for you guys.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
And I am going to keep listening, and I hope everybody in the world just hurries up and tunes in.
Thank you. If they can pull away from Tyler Perry, it's Tuesday night.
All right.
Thank you. God bless. Oh man, that was awesome. Yes. I love that. You see why God gave her to me?
That's right. She's just like you.
Oh man. I hope you guys that are listening are enjoying the 50 Shades of Red talk show. This is our first show on Lady J Media. And we are so excited to be back on the air. Our tent borders have been greatly expanded outside of our little area. And so we're so excited about that. And again, like I said, we're going to be coming on. We're going to be talking about the hot topics that nobody wants to talk about. And we're going to talk about ways to help people. We're just not going to be on here running off at the mouth.
And we're going to talk about ways that if you change your mind about a certain situation, it can change your life.
Absolutely.
Anything that you're looking at in a negative manner, if you flip that negative around into a positive manner, it'll give you
all about your perspective.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely, it is. And so we're talking about, should post-abortive women be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day? And we heard from Heather, the caller, and she was saying no, because the woman forfeits her right to be a mother because she gave her child back. I love how she said that.
I know that. Back to God.
That was so kind.
That was kind.
I love that. I'll have to commend her when I talk to her on the phone, because I wasn't sure how she was going to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to use that. Yeah, we'll definitely have to coin that phrase. Anyway, so this is what we're talking about. Hi, John. How are you? Thank you for listening. And yes, we definitely need your prayers in the areas in which God have called us to work with women. And we want to be able to just encourage women to overcome obstacles that they're facing, so that they can live life to the full, so that they don't have to be held captive to decisions in their past, and live a life that is not free.
Because we know that, especially right now with the pandemic going on, and us trying to get through this pandemic, there are a lot of women sitting at home, going through things in their day-to-day life.
Right.
And we're here to be an outlet.
Absolutely. And our email address and phone number is, of course, running along the bottom of the screen. One Thing Coaching Solutions. And what we do is we have a women's platform.
That's right.
And we coach women. We have group sessions that are virtual. So no matter where you are, we'll be able to pull you into a group. And not only do we talk to women about that one thing that's being post-aborted, but we will have other groups as well we talk about one thing. And that one thing means that all of the women collectively comes into the group, and they all have that one thing in common. Okay. So that one thing is what we're talking about. And your one thing may not be an abortion, but your one thing may be sexual trauma. Your one thing may be pornography. Your one thing may be domestic violence
or anger or the need to forgive people. We have people all the time that, they're holding on to things because they haven't forgiven people that have hurt them or angered them, or people that have church hurt. That's a big one.
That's a real big one. I'll raise my hand on that.
People that have
Alex 200. Yeah, I'll raise both hands on that. But I'm so grateful that I'm not stuck in that place.
That's right.
I travel that area, and I'm able to now talk about it. There's not too much that you won't get us to talk about, quite honestly. But I'm going to tell you what, we talk about it in a nurturing, loving, kind, non-judgmental, non-condemning way, because somebody along the way did not condemn us.
That's right.
They embraced us. They brought us into a private setting with other like-minded women.
And they helped us along.
And they helped us. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy, but it's worth it going through the process to get the deliverance and to get the healing. And the thing is, you need to talk to somebody. Don't feel like that you're alone.
That's right.
You find somebody you can trust. And I'm not talking about going on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and blabbing it. That's not what I'm saying. You need to have a mentor or someone that can relate to what you're saying and can give you godly counsel and to help you navigate what you're going through.
Because these are matters of the heart.
Matters of the heart are the worst.
Yes, matters
Oh my
of the heart.
goodness. Matters of the heart are things that you struggle with holding on to. And it's because the heart is the seat of our passions.
That's right.
Hi, Sharon Anderson.
Anderson.
It is so good to see you, love. Look at you all beautiful.
Oh, bless you too, Sharon.
Thank you for coming in. We appreciate that. Would you want to call in? Look, you want to call in and talk to us, Sharon, about our topic? Feel free to do so if that's what you'd like to do, because the line is open.
Everyone has an opinion, and we're sure you got one.
Everyone has a voice, and that voice matters. And that's one of the things that we share with women also that are on lockdown because of that one thing, whatever their one thing is.
Don't be afraid to use your voice.
Mm-hmm. And so,
Speak
you know
your
what?
truth.
We speak for you until you can speak for yourself.
That's right.
That's what we do. And anybody that have been in our groups, they will tell you that it's not at all what they thought it was going to be. It was totally different. It's a relaxed environment.
Yes.
We laugh together. We cry together. You know, and sometimes we just sit in that thing
And
with
don't
you.
say anything.
Don't say anything. Sometimes it's not about what you say. It's about your presence.
That's right.
It's about your presence. And so we want you to understand that you're not alone in whatever it is. And whatever that one thing is, I believe that now is the time for you to travel through that so that you can come out on the other side and be free.
That's right.
Call 443-297-4753 and let us know how you feel about whether or not women that have had abortion, should they be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day? We'd love to hear from you. We really would. And whatever you have to say, rest assured, this is a safe container.
That's right.
You can say it and we'll still love you no matter what it is. So give us a call and so we can hear your voice and hear what you have to say, okay? Kantana, there was one other thing, and I had it on the forefront of my mind. See, you can tell I'm getting older. See, things, if I don't say it right away, it escapes
away.
me. It slips away. But I wanted to talk about women that may be contemplating right now.
Yes.
Whether or not to abort their baby because of whatever situation that you may be in. There are organizations out there that will help you. I know that there are pregnancy centers out there that will take you in confidentially, and they will help you make the right decision, the right choice, because you do have other choices.
And if you don't know how to get in touch with one of those pregnancy centers, reach out to us. We'll help you.
We'll help you. Absolutely. You can email or call us, or you can use trusty Google.
That's right.
Nowadays, people Google in and everything.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. They want to know how to pull a hangnail off your toe. They gonna Google. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? Or Pinterest. Don't forget Pinterest too. But anyway, we are so grateful and we're so thankful that we're able to once again come over the airwaves and just be a source of encouragement to the listeners. Because I guarantee you, when they saw 50 Shades of Red, there were some men going, oh, let me see what 50 Shades of Red is going to be about. And then when Lady J struck up that jazz music, I guess they thought they was going, oh, what's this going to be about?
We get that all the time.
We do. Yeah, but you know what? The title, the Lord gave me that title. And there really are 50 Shades of Red.
Yes.
I didn't think it was until the next morning I went to work and Googled it. And sure enough, there are actually 50 Shades of Red. And with that, we do not discriminate against for age, color, race, religion, nothing, none of that. 50 Shades of Red covers a multitude. It covers the nations. Absolutely.
Yes.
Because if you're a woman, you got feelings.
That's right.
Okay. And so we can communicate with you. We can talk with you. We can help you. We may not have all the answers either. We may not have all the answers, but guess what? We'll find out.
And one thing that we can tell you is there's strength in numbers. We're stronger together.
And together, we're
Stronger.
Believe it.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. So if nobody really wants to call in and talk to us, I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, you know, but I was just so curious about how women and even men, okay, if there are some men out there listening, and you have a stance on whether or not women who've aborted a child should celebrate Mother's Day as a mother, you may have you can call in.
You may have, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have an opinion. You may have known someone near and dear to your heart that may have had an abortion.
Absolutely. So we'll you know, call in and talk to us. We want to hear from you as well.
Don't shy away.
Because this topic affects men as well. You are a party to that baby being conceived. So we can't leave you out. You played a part in it with the Luther Vandross music in the background and dimming the lights and maybe you got some Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh,
Lord. You played a part in conceiving that baby. So you have a voice, and if you have something to say, we'd love to hear from you men as well. So just because we have a women's platform does not mean we can't relate and talk to men as well.
That's right.
Men need forgiveness as well. Men need to be let go, set free from hurt and pain and suffering from their past as well. And just because you're a man does not mean you don't hurt. Your heart breaks just like ours does over this situation. And so if you have been in this situation and the woman, the significant other, wife or whatever that you were with aborted your child and you're feeling some kind of way about it and you just want to say, hey, I want to talk about it, give us a call. Should they be celebrated as mothers? As Heather said, no, but she said it in such a loving, kind way, you know, and even if you get on here and say it any other kind of way too, that's fine. We got our big girl panties on today. We can handle it, right?
That's right.
Right? Okay. So, you know, bring it. One thing about me, you're going to get what you get. It's like Forrest Gump and the box of chocolates. You open it up.
You never know.
You never know what you're going to get. Okay. And Kantana is used to me. We've been doing this, like I said, for a while now. So
see, we've been finishing each other's sentences.
Pretty much. It's good to see you back in the groove, my sister.
Yes. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I thought I was going to have to take you outside the barn or something, you know?
Well,
but it's good to have you back in the
out
groove.
And about.
Oh, yeah. But I told you the time is now. This is perfect timing. And so if there is anybody out there that feel like they need to email us or call us and discuss with us your one thing, please feel free to do that. Like tonight was focused on women that are post-abortive and whether or not they should be celebrated as mothers on Mother's Day. But we can talk about other things as well, especially during our virtual coaching sessions with women. Those sessions are going to start up on June 7th, is it?
June 14th.
June 14th. Okay. It's going to start on June the 14th, and they're going to be 3 sessions a month for 3 months. And I didn't plan this, but 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 is how long you carry a baby. So the post-abortive coaching transformation will be 9 sessions.
That's right.
And that was just
on time.
On time. Absolutely. So if that is something you think you would be interested in, please reach out to us.
Email us.
We'd love to hear from you.
Or email us at onethingcoachingsolutions@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call.
804-491-6463. Give us a call and we will reach right back out to you, and we would love to talk to you. So if there is anybody out there that feel like after this ends and you think of something, email us. Write down our email address so you can email, and then we'll be glad to reach back out to you and have a conversation about whatever it is that's on your heart.
Or if you have a hot topic that you want us to cover.
Oh, no. Well, we did say the 50 Shades of Red ladies, there's no topic we won't touch.
That's right.
Yeah. We have to do some due diligence on some of these topics, because I'm going to tell you what, some of them are like, ooh, wee. But yes, absolutely. We're so excited to be back over the air. And we're just so grateful that Lady J gave us an opportunity to be able to do that. And so on behalf of Lady J Media, we want you to know that we're excited to be part of the family, and that we're going to be doing every other Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to come back with another topic that you don't want to miss, because you never know what's going to go on the 50 Shades of Red talk show. So sometimes it'll get a little, out of hand, but we have to reel me back in sometimes. But this is definitely my element. I love it. It's just getting started in it. But once I get started, I can go.
That's right. You sure can.
And if you haven't figured that out already, I am the talker.
Yes, and I'm the listener, more so.
Well, we're trying to change that. Yeah, we're really trying to work on that. So, Kantana, is there anything else? Because we're getting ready to wrap it up in a little bit. But if there's anything else, because we don't have a caller, is there anything that you want to share about this topic? Because actually, it's because of you we're even talking about it. Girl, let's talk about it.
Well, Dee, I just wanted to share, how I was feeling on Mother's Day. And as I think about it, I probably felt like this in the past, but it just, for some reason, this Mother's Day, it just really impacted me.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt so good to get it out and share it with you.
I'm really glad that you did, because like I said, I never was thinking along those lines, not at all. And now maybe if I didn't have children of my own, then maybe. So let's kind of dig into that just a minute, because I think it may still be a little residual there that needs to be healed. And that's what I was kind of thinking, about leading up to the show was, okay, is there still something there that you're holding on to that you need to let go of and have it transformed?
Like I said, I don't think it's so much that I have something there that needs to be transformed, more so than it's like I said, the clock is ticking.
Okay, the clock is ticking, getting older.
And I do want to have children someday. So it just made me, Mother's Day just made me think about my children.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I get that. But would you say that you are totally 100% walking in freedom and forgiveness of that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, because it made me feel some kind of way from the standpoint that I didn't pick up on that.
Oh.
And so I was like, wow, how come I didn't see that coming? I never thought about it, Kantana. I never really did. And so I'm like, I am so glad that you are transparent enough where we can talk about anything.
Yes.
I mean, we talk about
everything.
Anything and everything pertaining to womanhood,
getting
older, things changing. Yeah. So, and that was a very heartfelt, intimate moment that you was able to share that.
And when you said, let's bring that to the show.
Because if you're feeling that way, how many other women out there that may be feeling that way, but just don't talk about it?
Yeah.
And so we want to give you permission, girl, talk about it. get free, let it go, but do it in a safe place.
Yes.
Do it with people that genuinely love you and care for you and can help you navigate what you're feeling.
That's right.
Okay. You just don't want to go out there and be throwing it out to anybody, because not everybody is going to celebrate you, and not everybody's got your best interest at heart either. And so you need to be very mindful, and you need to be very careful of who you talk to about matters of the heart.
That's right. I mean, indeed, we even, when we had a few sessions, I just remember some of the women, when they were going through the session, getting so angry.
Girl, we talk about
women
angry.
Cursing and women just angry. And
yes, that's a part of the process.
Yes.
And I remember when I stepped over into that anger pool, and I was going to call you and tell you, we ain't going tonight. I'm not coming. That means you're not going. We're setting this one out.
Oh.
And you was like, no, she told us we couldn't miss any sessions. And here she go, we got to go. And I'm like, well, fine, but I'm not saying a word. And I did not say a word. I sat there and I did not say a word. Tears were streaming down my face. Yes. I was so mad. I could spit Naples. And it was the section that we were working on, the anger part, because I was really angry at myself. I was angry at my significant other because he was in agreement with it. How dare him be in agreement with it? Why didn't he talk me out of it? Well, it was because it wasn't conducive to the lifestyle that we were living at the time.
Yes.
And it was a very selfish act. But yes, I remember that anger piece. And I would get angry out of the blue. Just during the process, I wondered where all that rage and anger was coming from. Well, it was coming from inside of my heart, because I was holding on to all of that pain and all of that trauma.
I think that was the first time I've ever seen you that angry.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't explain. I was seeing blazing. I was so mad. And I didn't want to be there, and I wanted to run away. I didn't want to go any further.
You didn't have anywhere else to go.
I was at the end. I had to finish the process. I had to get through it. And ladies, that's what I want you to understand. You're going to feel like quitting once you start the deliverance, transformation, and the healing part. You're going to want to quit. You might even want to cuss somebody out. But I'm going to tell you what, don't do it. I wouldn't recommend that. But anyway, if you're in a safe place, a safe container, then go for it. We can handle it. We've had women, let loose a string of, because they were going through and they were talking about how they felt, and they were emotional and they were angry. That's right. And so we get that. We get that. Everybody expresses things differently. So it's okay. But we need you to be free. We want you to be free, because there's so much. See, here's the thing. That is stopping some untapped potential inside of you. Yes. When you're holding on to that one thing that you need to be set free from, it's going to stop up some potential. That's what it's going to do.
Yes, it is.
Because that potential cannot function through all of that chaos and dysfunction. So that seed is not going to grow. It's not going to sprout. You're holding back an area in your life that could be flourishing and helping somebody else.
That's right.
And your story matters. The stories that we hear from women,
they help other women.
They help other women, and we pick up on that one thing.
Yeah.
We'll look at each other and go, there it is. As they're telling their story, all of a sudden you can hear. It's like an alarm will go off in our spirit. They not delivered, they not set free, they're not healed. There's that one thing.
And we want to help you through that one thing. We want to go through that transformation with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if you're grieving the loss of a loved one, we have a counterpart that deals strictly with grief. We're going to be bringing her on to talk also about that, because a lot of people are grieving, but they're carrying on life as if nothing's wrong. They got a mask.
Smile.
Mm-hmm. They got the mask. I saw an emoji today with a mask. I'm like, now I am too through. Behind the mask was depression.
Yes.
But in the emoji was a smile.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, now see, that's saying something right there. But anyway, you see how we get off topic sometimes.
That was because of Mental Illness Month, right?
It may have been. Yeah, maybe so. But I had never seen an emoji take off the mask like that. So I was like, I like that, because what we want you to do is to stop pretending that everything is 100% okay in your world when you know it's not. That's a fake journey that you're on.
It's time to take off the mask.
Time to take off the mask. And it's time to get real. You know that commercial that talks, here we go.
She loves talking about commercials.
I love that commercial that says it's time to get real about what goes on in the bathroom. It's a toilet paper commercial or something. But anyway, my point is, hey guys, it's time to get real about what's going on in your heart.
That's right.
It's time to open that stuff up. Look at it, examine it, the ins and the outs of it, and deal with it once and for all, and be delivered, set free, and healed, so you can go on your merry way, and all that potential
and we
can
have
start
that
to flourish.
Heart rehab coaching session.
We do have heart rehab coaching sessions. That's a 12-month commitment, by the way.
Right.
You interested in that? Walking through that journey? Now you talking about a commitment. Yeah, boy, that's a rough one right there. And we cover a lot of roadblocks that keep women stagnant and stuck in places in their life. And a lot of times you see them outside in the marketplace and you would not know what they're going through, what they're dealing with. Some women, when they get behind closed doors and start peeling off the wig and the false lashes, and the butt pads and they just start stripping down. You be wondering, well, who is that? If you was to see them without all this extra stuff. I ain't knocking it. I mean, I got it naturally, but anyway.
And that's what
we're saying. That's
what we want to do with you.
We in the spirit,
strip down all that fakeness.
Take it off.
Yes.
I think Ayanla actually has women come in with her, and she sent them upstairs to the bathroom. Take off the lashes, the hair, makeup, whatever accessories you got on, enhancements. Take it all off.
I want the natural
you. And that's what she does.
I want you transparent and naked before me.
Because a lot of women can't handle seeing themselves like that.
Wow.
Because they don't like what they see. And what we want you to understand is that we love you no matter what. God loves you no matter what. Unconditionally. And we have gone through this process with women enough times to understand what you're going through and what you're feeling. And in a confidential, safe, non-condemning, non-judgment container, which is what we put you in, like a little cocoon when we come together.
That's right.
And it's intimate. And we talk about it and we work on it and we help you walk through it. Okay. And so that's the bottom line. So if you're post-abortive and you have not dealt with that fully and you don't have peace with it, and it's causing you to have some form of an addiction, whether it's wine, liquor, drugs, pills to sleep at night, if it's causing you to if it's wreaking havoc in your life and you need some help, our number is on the screen, and so is our email address. We want to hear from you.
If it's affecting your relationships with other people.
Relationships with other people. If you're in and out of relationships and you don't understand why, it's one thing. It's one thing. I'm telling you, it's that simple. Deal with that one thing, and I can guarantee you that your life will be transformed. If you change your mind, you can change your life. And we've seen it time and time again. How do we know that? Our private victories qualifies us to speak into your life, because we know, because we've traveled it, we've been there, we've lived it, we got the t-shirt, and now we're ready to roll with it. Okay. So I just want you to understand that you're not alone. Okay. You're not alone. We're here for you. And I'm hoping that you're going to get courage to reach out and say, hey, you know what? I do want to talk about my one thing, because it's huge. Those paradigm of thoughts and habits that's built up in your subconscious, We need to deal with that.
That's right.
We need to change that. And the only way to change paradigms is to change the way you think.
That's right.
We got to renew the mind so that you can be transformed, so that you can be all that you were created to be in this earth. And that potential that's lying dormant in you is going to open up and spring forth, and you're going to see and recognize that you can do things that you never thought you could ever do before.
And how will they know they've been transformed? Because transformation
Yes,
is demonstration of that the information
has taken root. So basically, we're looking at excavating what's in your heart, uprooting it,
That's right.
and putting in the good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So that you can have a total transformation of that one thing, and which in turn will spill over into other areas of your life, with your family, in the workplace. You will be a much kinder, gentler, peaceful, loving individual. I promise
right.
you, if you do your work.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it for you.
That's right.
That's one thing. You have to do the work. And we're here to help you do your work. So we want to thank you for this opportunity to come on and just have some conversation with you. I know we've kind of seemed like we were kind of all over the place, but if we'd have had more callers call us, I'm just playing. If we'd had more callers, we probably would have stayed strictly on what the caller was sharing with us, and we could talk about it.
I think they're just trying to fill us out right now.
The more crazy shades of
50
red
red
ladies, 50 shades of red ladies. Look at them. Here they come. Yep. But you guys know what? We hope that we've said something truly, guys, that is causing you to rethink some things, to think about that one thing. What are the habits that you have that you want to get rid of, that you want to break, but you can't seem to break them? What are they rooted and grounded in?
That's right.
That one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Everybody's got one thing. I ain't speaking nothing over your life, but I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about.
Because we've been there.
And the women that we work with
have been there.
They come in thinking, oh, I ain't got nothing, I'm good. Until we start traveling together down that path.
Find that one thing.
And that one thing, as the more they talk and share their story, that one thing starts to pop up and rear up. And we're like, that weed. Mm-hmm. We see you. Not the weeds that you smoke. I'm talking about the weeds in your heart.
That's
that
right.
needs to be uprooted.
Yes.
Speaking of weed that you smoke, isn't that supposed to be legal?
It is in our state now.
Oh, it is. Oh, well, July 1st, maybe. Is it July 1st? Okay. Yeah, don't rush it. But anyway, guys, we like to have fun.
Yes.
We laugh, we joke. But we're serious when it comes to helping women journey down the path to freedom and forgiveness and love, and dealing with, the matters of the heart. We take it seriously. We're passionate about it. We want you free. We don't want you to have to live behind the mask for the rest of your life, when there is so much more out there waiting for you. There's a whole universe of thoughts and ideas, but you got to get out of the closet of your memory.
That's right.
See, when you stay in the closet of your memory, you're not even tapping into the vast universe of your creativity and your mind. And so we help you get out of that closet so that you can start thinking and being creative, and a creative being, because that's who we are. So it looks like we have a caller. Caller, you're on the line. Go right ahead.
No, the caller. I was just ending the show. No caller. I was just ending the show. I was just playing your closing music.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on speed.
Oh, ladies, I was just playing your closing music. I'm sorry. No caller.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being with us this evening. You can tell we're newbies at this, but thank you so much, Lady J. We appreciate it. And the information is on the screen. If there's anything that you would like to talk about, anything that we said that we need clarification on, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk with you. And on behalf of Kenton and I, we're the ladies of 50 Shades of Red and One Thing Coaching Solutions. Until next time, God bless you. We love you. Bye.